This is bed PvP. Out of 16 sub and main tier list game modes, bed PvP is the second strongest out of all of them. Bed PvP started on 2p2t and went to UHC. Players would bomb other people with beds. I would call this bed bombing instead though, as this was simple compared to current bed PvP. Oh my god! Unlike Crystal PvP, it's unbanned on almost every single server. Bed bombing was the first and largest bed PvP server ever. Started in mid-2021, it was a Minehut box server that used beds for PvP rather than swords or crystals. Even though bed bombing existed way before this, I consider this the beginning of modern bed PvP. Bed bombing had a few tier lists, but there was one notable one. Although compared to the current bed PvP tier list, it looks small. It was the biggest one at the time. This tier list was only the nether roof terrain instead of end and nether as well. It may be confusing about why different terrains affect gameplay, but we'll get into that later. The first non-roof terrain tier list was made by Wally B, which he gave me admin. This tier list for the end terrain instead of the previously mentioned roof terrain. It may not seem like much, but the terrain you're playing matters a lot in bed PvP. For example, in end, the ground only slightly explodes. However, in nether terrain, a huge portion of it explodes, changing the gameplay entirely. The Wally B tier list was great for its time, but it slowly died out due to lack of interest from players. However, when it was remade, interest in bed PvP became higher than ever before. With a huge influence from the new experimental elo system in cart PvP, it caused activity in bed PvP to be much higher than before. With rank duels happening nearly every day and more people becoming interested in bed PvP, this new elo based tier list has become more than 6 times larger than it was before. At the start, this tier list had 3 terrains altogether, combining the end, nether, and nether roof terrain. However, nether roof is now removed and nether is high tier 3+. Unlike the previous tier list, which banned shulker boxes, 3 shulker boxes per inventory was allowed in the new tier list. Once players reached high tier 4, they could start using elytras in ranked fights, which is also different from the previous tier list. If you want to learn more about bed PvP and its mechanics, click the video on screen.